A 34-year-old shut-in stands at the edge of his old life and doesn't even know it. He has no future, no pride, no reason to look people in the eye until a scream cuts through the street. A truck barrels toward two teenagers, and the man who thought he had nothing left moves. He shoves them clear. The tires screech. The world goes white. In the darkness, a gentler world answers. He opens his eyes to light and warmth, to a woman laughing softly, to a man with a proud grin, and tiny fingers that aren't his because he's not a man anymore. He's a newborn, a second chance, placed in his arms before he even knows what to call it. They name him Rudeus Greyrat, son of Paul, a swordsman with too much charm and too little restraint, and Zenith, a healer with a firm hand and a kind heart. As the months pass, Rudeus realizes he kept everything from his past life: the memories, the shame, the regrets, and the curiosity. He finds books before he finds the courage to walk. He finds magic before he finds the words to ask for it. A whisper becomes a breeze, a picture becomes water, and the house learns to put towels down when he points at cups. Inner thought: okay, I can cast water with a finger. Don't freak out. Definitely freaking out. His talent isn't a spark. It's a wildfire. Paul grins and talks swords. Zenith smiles and talks safety. The household maid Lilia watches quietly, taking notes the way soldiers do. Word spreads, and soon a mentor arrives. Roxy Megurdia, an adventurer with sky blue hair, calm eyes, and a professional frown that says she's seen every prodigy promise, and most of them fail. She doubts him until he skips incantations like a bad habit and throws water with a thought. Her frown becomes a smirk. Lessons begin. Rudeus studies as if the future owes him interest. Roxy teaches control, structure, respect for forces he can't see. Under her, letters become incantations. Incantations become silence. Silence becomes pure intent. He promises himself something quietly, privately, like a prayer. I won't waste this life the way I wasted the last one. Time slides forward. Paul works his sword with him in the yard. Step, pivot, guard. The rhythm of a man who wants his son strong and safe and doesn't know how to say either without a wooden blade. Zenith keeps the rules of the house like a shield. Roxy keeps his mind busy because a busy mind can't listen to old ghosts. But old ghosts don't ask for permission. On the day she declares him ready for a graduation exam, Roxy coaxes him beyond the gate for the first time. The world opens. Wind in the grass, voices in a village. Colors he forgot existed in his last life. His chest tightens. The crowd is a tide. Not again. Not the laughter. Not the eyes. He freezes and sees Roxy walking through the village with quiet dignity, accepting stares she's lived with her whole life and smiling anyway. He breathes. He follows. At the exam site, clouds bruise the sky. Roxy asks for a demonstration, and Rudeus answers the way only a child who remembers failure can, by refusing to fail. He lifts his hand. The air trembles. Thunder stacks above them in heavy layers, and the sky opens like a floodgate. Roxy shields her eyes and laughs through the rain. He passes. That night, she eats with the family and praises Zenith's cooking like a spell of its own. Rudeus watches her and understands something that hurts and heals at once. Mentors don't stay. They move you forward, and then they move on. The next morning, Roxy leaves. She smiles, puts a hand on his head, and tells him in a voice that makes him feel older and younger at once. Keep walking. When she vanishes down the road, he promises her and himself he will. Inner thought: don't cry. She'll think you're a baby. Okay, I am a baby. Still, don't cry. Freedom follows fear. With the gate no longer a wall, Rudeus explores. He finds Sylph, a small, green-haired half-elf being cornered by bullies, and steps in without thinking. His words are firm, his eyes steady, and the boys leave. Gratitude is quiet with Sylph, but it's honest. They begin spending afternoons together, sharing bread, laughter, and simple magic tricks that aren't simple to anyone else. He teaches her to shape water, to listen for the way mana hums before it moves. 6 months pass. A storm traps them at his home, and he, with the clumsy panic of a boy who knows books better than boundaries, insists she dry off and makes a mistake that burns both cheeks red, hers with shock, his with shame, as he discovers Sylph is Sylphiette. He apologizes for days. She vanishes for longer. The house is quieter, the yard colder. Every practice spell a reminder that talent can't fix tact. When she returns, it's with a soft voice and softer eyes. She forgives him. He promises to do better, not with magic, but with care. Their friendship deepens like a well, simple on the surface, holding a lot more than it shows. The Greyrat home is busy with small joys until real life kicks in the door. Zenith announces she's pregnant, and Paul cheers like a man who just found a second son. The celebration dies when Lilia, steady Lilia, says she is also pregnant, and Paul is the father. The room chills. Words turn to knives. Zenith's anger is a storm that tore through Rudeus's first life. He won't let it tear through this one. He steps between them with more courage than he knew he had. He softens Zenith with truth and humility, shields Lilia with context, and places the blame where it changes the least, on Paul. He knows Lilia maneuvered this, knows Paul was weak, knows that none of that matters to a child who needs a home with both its pillars standing. Zenith listens because love does. Lilia bows because gratitude remembers. The house breathes again. Inner thought. Crisis averted. Also, Dad, you're an idiot. 2 baby girls arrive, Norn and Aisha. Roxy's letter arrives too. Speaking of wider worlds and the Ronoa Magic Academy, Rudeus thinks of Sylphiette, of a future where they could study together, grow together. He mentions tuition, his parents mention reality, and then Paul does what fathers do when they're afraid their sons won't outgrow the smallness offered to them. He tears the safety net. A letter is placed in Rudeus's hands as Ghislaine, a towering beast woman with a predator's poise, arrives at the door. The letter says the quiet part loud. Your attachment is holding you back. Don't come home for 5 years. Rudeus stares at the words until they blur. He wants to run to Sylphiette and can't. He wants to argue and knows it won't matter. Growth hurts more than any spell. He leaves with Ghislaine. The road unrolls. The world grows teeth and beauty. They reach the city of Roa, where his new employer waits. Rudeus Greyrat, a noble and a cousin to Paul, with wealth in his smile and politics in his posture. The job is simple on paper. Tutor his daughter Eris. In practice, nothing about Eris is simple. She meets Rudeus with a glare that could cut rope. She's fire and temper and pride sharpened by privilege, the kind of student who hears lesson and translates it to challenge. She refuses him with her whole body. He calculates. He proposes a plan to Philip, a staged kidnapping that lets him save her and win her trust. Philip agrees. The fake turns real when knives arrive with intent, and a traitor inside the house opens a door that should have stayed closed. Rudeus adapts the way survivors do. He steadies Eris with calm, shows her a path through panic, and earns an inch of trust by saving her life for real. The bandits learn that small boys can carry large storms, and when that isn't enough, Ghislaine ends the conversation with steel. The traitor is unmasked. The city exhales. Eris returns home and studies him like a puzzle she refuses to lose to. She offers not affection, but acceptance, which in her language is the same thing. He becomes her tutor in magic, in math, in manners, and learns to dodge punches between lessons because growth comes in many forms. Inner thought, new student, violent. New bodyguard, terrifying. New job, survive. Back in the quiet hours, Rudeus inventories his life. A shame he refuses to bow to, a talent he refuses to waste, a friend he refuses to forget, and a future that finally feels like his. He writes letters in his head to Sylphiette. He won't send for 5 years, and hides a smile at the thought of her reading them all at once. He remembers Roxy's footsteps leaving and follows them forward. Days become rhythm. Mornings with Eris, afternoons under Ghislaine's watch, evenings thinking 3 steps ahead because nobles play chess with lives, and he's a piece learning to become a player. He teaches Eris patience like it's a spell, 1 count at a time. He teaches her posture, etiquette, and how to let her pride bend without breaking. Sometimes she listens, sometimes she punches, often both. He learns from her too, the way raw will refuses to be less, the way a person can be a storm and still choose where to reign. When she finally says, teacher, without scowling, it means more than any exam. Inner thought, okay, she's scary, but she's trying. And at the edge of all this, The world hums with bigger threads. Letters whisper of academies and kingdoms. Rumors say fate is busy drawing circles around names it plans to test. Rudeus has no prophecy, no guarantee, just the feel of mana in his hands and the memory of asphalt under his back. He's not the man who died. He's the boy who lived on purpose. The difference is everything. He stands by a window in Roa, looking out at a city that doesn't know him yet. Somewhere far away, a green-haired girl practices a spell he taught her, lips moving, water trembling in a bowl. Somewhere on the road, a blue-haired mentor smiles at a cloud and thinks of a student who threw thunder at the sky. In the living room of a house that almost broke, Zenith hands a sister to another sister, and Paul tries to be better than yesterday. In the training yard, Ghislaine sharpens a blade and calls it rest. In the mirror, Rudeus sees a child and a lifetime, both of them stronger than they used to be. Inner thought. This time, I don't run. He turns back to Eris. Again, he says. She scowls and obeys. Progress looks like that. Stubborn and real. He corrects her stance, dodges a punch meant as punctuation, and catches her smirk before it disappears. He's building something, not just skill, but trust. When the lesson ends, he writes a plan for tomorrow, then another for the week, then a future he refuses to waste. 5 years is a long time when you're waiting. 5 years is a short time when you're becoming. He intends to do both. Rudeus Greyrat died once a loser. In this world, he chooses not to be. He's a son, a student, a teacher, a friend, a magician who can shape rain, and a boy who can shape himself. He has people to protect, mistakes to make right, and a promise to a blue-haired mentor to keep walking. This is Mushoku Tensei, jobless reincarnation. And this, the birth of a mage, the saving of a friend, the breaking and mending of a family. The first job that feels like a purpose is only the beginning.